Let's see how ArtaCore turns an application idea into a production-ready service. We begin in the developer portal, where the developer selects a standardized software template and provides only the essential project information. ArtaCore then initializes the repository and prepares the required platform resources automatically. The generated project is immediately available in a ready-to-use development environment. Here, an AI coding agent implements the requested counter application. The agent works within the engineering rules defined by the platform, including approved dependencies, project structure, testing requirements, and use of the ArtaCore platform SDK. Once the changes are committed, the delivery pipeline starts automatically. The developer can follow the entire execution directly from the portal. Instead of coordinating separate tools and teams manually, the pipeline provides one consistent workflow for building, testing, validating, and delivering the application. Every pipeline stage is visible and traceable. We can inspect individual tasks, their execution status, duration, logs, and generated results. This gives developers fast feedback while providing operations and governance teams with the evidence required to understand exactly what happened during delivery. The pipeline does more than build the application. It applies the organization's engineering controls automatically. Test results, code coverage, sonar cube analysis, vulnerabilities, and policy checks are collected into a consolidated report. These controls become part of the standard delivery path, not a separate manual review performed at the end. This means every application follows the same minimum quality and security requirements, while the results remain transparent and auditable. Back in the software catalog, we can see the component's ownership, dependencies, resources, documentation, and architectural relationships. ArtaCore also connects the component to its GitOps deployment model. The desired state is managed through version-controlled configuration, while Argo CD continuously reconciles that state with the OpenShift environment. The application is now deployed and running on OpenShift. From the same portal, the developer can inspect cluster resources, workloads, container images, and deployment information without navigating through several disconnected systems. The counter application is available through its generated route, confirming that the complete path from project creation to a working service has succeeded. ArtaCore provides direct access to the application's runtime information, including image history, pods, configuration, and operational health. The application API is also discovered and documented automatically. Developers can review available operations, inspect request and response structures, and test the API interactively. Here we call the counter endpoint and verify the result directly against the running application. The same API definition can now move into the API lifecycle. Using the API designer, teams can review and refine the OpenAPI contract, define operations, parameters, responses, and security requirements, and maintain a clear interface between API producers and consumers. The approved API definition is imported into the API management platform. Here, the team configures its lifecycle, deployment environment, access policies, and gateway behavior. Consumers can discover the published API, subscribe to an appropriate usage plan, and receive governed access. This creates a controlled API ecosystem rather than exposing services through unmanaged endpoints. After publication, the API is tested through the managed gateway to confirm that routing and access work as expected. ArtaCore brings these capabilities together through a unified portal. Development tools, delivery automation, GitOps, API management, observability, and operational services remain specialized platforms, but they are presented to teams as one coherent engineering experience. At runtime, the service mesh provides a live view of application communication. Kiali shows how traffic flows between the gateway and application services, including request rates, response times, and health indicators. This makes service dependencies visible and helps teams identify failures or unusual behavior without reconstructing the request path manually. Grafana dashboards provide the next level of operational visibility. Teams can analyze inbound and outbound traffic, request rates, response codes, latency, workload behavior, and resource consumption. The same telemetry supports developers, SRE teams, and operations, while each team can focus on the signals relevant to its responsibility. When deeper investigation is required, distributed tracing follows an individual request across the complete execution path. Every span shows where time was spent and how the request moved between platform and application components. Correlated logs provide the final level of diagnostic detail. This is ArtaCore, a governed engineering platform that connects development, delivery, security, APIs, and operations, from the first line of code to production insight.